Questions here?
If one of your deceased relatives they away with no will, and a man or somebody comes trying to claim a debt, but there's no record of it, what should one do?
Somebody from your family, they left in a will, person comes along and claims that they owe. Ask them to bring some type of proof. 2 witnesses, something, screenshot, something, it's not, AI, Yani, Photoshop is like old now, right?
No.
You can't even, all right? Right or wrong?
I haven't heard it.
Yani, you get the point I'm trying to make. And if not, then kick rocks. Anybody else said the isnad is what? From the deen. And if it wasn't for the isnad, and he would say what? Whatever he wanted to say. I'm with him. The safest thing is to take care of it, of course. He said, I'd rather what? Take care of it for him now than... Hey, well, Wallahu a'lam. That's what I would do. Wallahu a'lam. Father Ali, salam to the law.
Does the vow need to be made in a certain time limit? Like, let's say you made a vow, all of you, this so you make this happen for me, I'll memorize, for example, Surah Al-Baqarah. Does that need to be?
Whenever, if you make a conditional vow, and the law gave you something, now this, you gotta get moving, get the ball rolling. Wallahu a'lam. Fadl talib.
Is there any special virtue in visiting the Prophet's grave?
Is there any special virtue in visiting the Prophet's grave? There's virtue in visiting the Prophet's masjid. You travel to visit the Prophet's masjid, to pray in his masjid, to make dua and dhikr in his masjid. And if and when you're there in his masjid, you give salam to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How can I know more? Wallahu a'lam. Fikum barakallah. Fadal.
If a parent leaves to you a vow they made and you can't fulfill it, what do you do?
Allah doesn't burden the soul more than the soul can bear. Speak to another family member, talk to another family member, and if not, wait until you have the ability to do so. Wallahu a'lam.
As far as a vow or a contract from a family member who dies, they say leave a burden like they had a mortgage or something that's built on some type of asset. Do you have to fulfill it or is it fasting?
Clear. Well, if they left financial options, vow or not, and it's something which is disobedience or doubtful at best, you want to keep your hands clean from it, you keep your hands clean. As far as if there's money that you have just to get rid of it and to take care of it, the way you can clear their name, clear their honor, clear their... That's one thing. Wallahu a'lam. Where's the island of Corsica? Corsica. In the Baltic. So, any questions before we start?
AY, London, UK. Assalamu alaikum. Should always remember or think about his sins.
Think about his what?
Sins.
Should one always remember or think about his sins?
Yeah.
From one aspect, yes. But from another aspect, not to the point of some type of OCD or some type of waswas or some type of chronic, constant state of depression and sadness and pessimism. Wallahu a'lam.
AK, London, UK. So I have always been a practicing brother, but a while back I was suffering financially. I got desperate, so I robbed and kidnapped a big-time criminal. I took his wealth with the intentions of doing good, and I promised my Lord I would spend it in good. Will my donation be accepted? With the food I bought with that was halal?
Question comes from our brothers, no.
Corsica is in France.
He said it's in France. You agree with that?
Well, Saeed said it. Why not?
Talib, is that correct?
Yes, it
Corsica is in France.
It's an island in France.
He says an island in France.
On France.
Allah. Talib. He said I kidnapped. He said I what? I kidnapped a big drug dealer, a big time drug dealer,
A big time criminal.
a big time criminal, and I extorted him. Allahu Akbar. I yoked him up with his cowboy rope, and I did what? I extorted him, huh? I took his money. Will what I spent, the food I bought, so on and so forth, will it be lawful, etc. I don't want him. Let's just focus on not give sadaqah with haram wealth. You can't sadaqah with wealth that you know is specifically haram, meaning that it was obtained illicitly. Now one may say, well, he was selling the drugs or doing whatever haram stuff. All I did was just, so once I take this what? What did the Prophet ﷺ say? About, Caesar and Kisra, their wealth will be what? Spent in Allah's cause. No doubt, Caesar, Persians, Romans, how much haram activity do they have going on in their empire? But once it's in the hands of the Muslims, it's what? Halal tayyib. Ala kulli hal. Try your best not to donate anything unless you know that it's pure and clean. If someone goes off and says it's haram, of course it's haram money, then you're going to be stuck to apply that to what? Every single thing else. You sell drugs. You come into my bakery and buy a loaf of bread. Right or wrong? I take that money from the loaf of bread and do what? Give it and send it upon my family. You going to say that the money's haram?
No.
Why is it haram to me? It was only haram to you. But once you came in lawful, I don't understand how things work. So we're not even dealing with the kidnapping of the drug dealer and taking his money. That's a different discussion. But right now, we're talking about having money that was previously haram, but now is what? You've legally obtained it. Is the money still haram? It's a big problem. Many people, they don't have the correct fiqh concerning it. Once it's legally obtained by you, you are responsible for what? What it previously was and where it came from. And if that wasn't the whole entire what? This whole thing will what? Cracking crumble, literally. The example of the baker and the bakery. Do people not use credit cards?
No.
Do killers and pimps and criminals, murderers, psychopaths not buy fresh bread? Alright? So, yani, do that which you feel is closest to piety. That's what I would say. Wallahu a'lam.
PA Liverpool, UK. If someone was a Zen in the past or repented and changed his life around, would it be delusional and plainly wrong to make the dua and expect from Allah a blessing of a righteous wife who is a virgin? Or does the verse from Surah apply here? Wicked men are for wicked women.
If a Muslim was a Zen, they made tawbah. They made a good tawbah. They flew straight outwards. Allah can bless them with whatever He wants to, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there is no cap or restriction on Allah's mercy and blessings. And that verse of Nur does not apply to this situation. Why though?
PA Liverpool, UK. For beginners, what is the best tafsir book you would recommend? Also, I wanted to know which earliest authentic tafsir book ever written.
Best book for here. There are many. There are several. If you're studying Arabic and you're learning it in Arabic, Tafsir al-Jalalain is excellent. As far as what's the early authentic tafsir book, then it's a bit of an oxymoron. Because when you say authentic tafsir, what do you mean by authentic tafsir? Authentic to who? What's meant by authentic tafsir? If you say earliest, then you're talking about way back then, in the second generation, third generation, in which tafsir was what the Salaf said. There was no Kalam, Ibn Kathir, Fulan, this side. It was none of that. It was حدثنا أخبرنا حدثنا أخبرنا حدثنا أخبرنا. And obviously, the books of hadith, you have to find a scholar of hadith that says, I'm only mentioning absolute genuine hadiths in my book. And for sure, those are the vast minority of scholars of hadith. Everyone understand this? Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Bismillah. He said, of course, it goes in France, so anything goes tonight. An island off the coast of France. A photo.
AMDC?
May Allah guide that brother. And don't make me finish the rest of the dua in his absence. Allah musta'an. Photo.
ANDC? What about marrying a sister on her menses? Yeah, what do you say about marrying on her menses?
It's lawful to marry a woman who's menstruating. It's not haram. Consummation of the marriage is a different story, obviously. But if the contract, it's lawful. If you can wait and be patient, or if she's in a different city or a different country, or whatever the case may be, you have some time for you. Not us. As far as if you guys are in the same town, same room, and she's menstruating, you married her, and you can't hold your horses, then foolishness. Wallahu a'lam. But many people, they do have that issue. It's a real life issue. People think that you can't marry a woman that's menstruating. That's khata. Wallahu a'lam. طيب تفضل.
Yeah, permissible shows of affection with your wife in public. Like
Permissible showing of affection to or with your wife in public. على حسب العادة يعني. Go back to the customs. So people ask the question all the time about holding your hand. Can you hold her hand in public? Of course, many brothers say, no, it's come. You're a day youth. You're a pimp. If your wife's hand in public, you have no shame, you have no ghairah. You have the trace of swine and pork in your blood. The swine is the only animal that has no jealousy for its wife. Blah, 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 blah. And then others, they say, mubah. Not a romance or nothing, sexual or erotic. I'm gonna hold my wife's hand. Like I would hold, whatever someone else's hand, no big deal. Where I come from in my city, my town. And overseas and there, this country, Middle East, maybe. But here, so it goes back to the customs of the people. As long as there's nothing specific in the Quran or Sunnah, yes or no. Al-adatu muhakamatun. Custom is king. Al-adatu muhakkam. Custom is king. That is the dominant force. What we consider good or bad. So as long as there's no specific text from Kitab and Sunnah. So therefore, I don't see anything wrong with it. Me personally, if you're in an airport and you have to, leave your wife or travel, you gave her a hug. Yani, in the day of, keep it, yani. You understand? Oh, well, as far as, kissing and this and that, and social media, and selfies and this and that, that's a different what. But even with that, as long as it isn't specifically haram, al-adatu, muhakkama, just be mindful. Just be what? Be mindful. Wallahu a'lam.
With what you said earlier,
Muzammil.
Yes, go to the bathroom.
Inshallah khair. Tfaddal.
With what you said earlier, should someone, let's say someone makes money gambling or marketed something that was haram and has this haram money, should he not donate it? Isn't that the kafir? Isn't that the...
Should a person not donate the haram wealth? So yes and a no answer. Allah is pure and only accepts that which is pure. Should he get rid of the money? Should he get another profession, another means? Is it best not to give it in the law's cause instead of it being squandered or wasted on haram? For sure. But it does mean he's going to get the specific reward of sadaqah. Understand? Let alone the fact that we have to look at the outcome of things. take a lax view or lax position towards that, what will happen? So unfortunately, even if the one brother's feelings don't want to be hurt, it's a necessary prevention, like an illegitimate child. Unfortunately, brother has a zany child, and we shun the child and shun the brother as well. Oh, this is my son, blah. Nah, keep that what? That child, right? Keep that bastard child what? It's a little harsh, da, da, da. But if we say, oh, come here, my son, you look just like your father. You got your father's eyes, your father's hands, your father's nose. And then another what?
Another child,
Another brother comes with,
another one,
and the next thing you know, it's what?
everywhere.
There's no problem. Amazing that I have no shame, have no shyness. All the brothers are forgiven, Allah forgives. It's 2024, it's a lot going on in life. There are much things going around in the world. And the next thing you know, the door, the floodgates are open. So the brother with haram wealth, there has to be a time in which you say, what? Make tawbah or what? Shun you. I have an aqiqah today, I'm not to your aqiqah. I'm not going to your walima. I'm not inviting, I'm sorry. You understand? So many people, many of us, we've made that mistake of being laxed and normalizing the outward munkar. And then when you try to change it, you're on the extreme harsh one. And that's unfortunate. Wallahu a'lam. Hopefully not kidnapping no gangsters.
SD Queens, New York. Assalamu alaikum. Can you break ties with an abusive father? Allah gratitude.
Can you break ties with an abusive father? It depends on what the abuse is. From one aspect, no. You have to be patient about the abuse because it's your father. You have to have a little sabr. And from another aspect, some types of abuse, you may have to, for your own well-being and safety. You may have to break off to shun his evil behavior. So it depends on what the abuse is, and it depends on what you mean by breaking off. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك جزاكم الله خيرا.
Barakallahu feek.